Dr. Shannon PT with another episode of Need to Know in 5. Today I'm going to be talking about tips for a healthy child. As we go into our summer break season, I know a lot of us parents and caregivers are dealing with a very different situation than we had in previous years. Our kids are now maybe not having the structure of doing some schoolwork, camps are closed, and so children are now at home kind of going about their day-to-day operations to get us all through the summer. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the importance of nutrition, but then also the gross motor skills and the development into our children going into kindergarten and first grade. The first topic regarding nutrition. This is super important to teach our children, even at an early age, about the balance of making good, healthy food choices and also the portion size of what they're eating. This is really, really important because it does add up over time, and especially nowadays with kids being home more and not having the stimulation like they're normally used to going into the summer, they tend to maybe get a little bit more bored, a little sedentary sitting around the house. And so it's really important that we're watching even those healthy snacks, that they don't add up with the calories over time. Because if you take one healthy snack and you're used to eating it maybe only one time a day at school, but now you're eating it up to 3 or 4 times a day and you're not getting enough exercise to balance it out, it can add up. And so it's really important that we keep this in mind for our children about the importance of healthy eating and portion control going into these summer months. The other thing that's important to keep in mind with food is we want to make sure that our children are eating what's called a rainbow plate. And what we think about with a rainbow is lots of different colors, right? So we want to make sure that we have different fruits and vegetables of different colors to help balance out some of the things that we're eating. So that's another important thing to easily keep in mind when your child is making those food choices, about having that rainbow on their plate, so they're getting a lot of a selection of really fresh, colorful fruits and veggies as well. With that, the importance of eating properly and portion control, the other side of this is also making sure that we're getting enough exercise. And so a lot of kids are used to, at this age, when they're starting to be school-age children, kindergarten, first grade, and onward, they're doing, a lot of walking and running and starting to ride their bike. However, there's still some other gross motor skills that kids typically don't do when they're out playing. These are skills that are usually more done during their PE classes at school. And these skills really help a lot with that gross motor development, but also the coordination and the crossover between using the right and left sides of the brain and the body. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about these exercises today, because these are going to be important when you do see your kids outside, to encourage them to not only be outside and be moving around, but moving around in some different patterns, because it's so important for their development. The first thing I want to talk about is climbing stairs. This is a big one that gets overlooked because people often think, oh, my kid can go up and down the stairs, no problem. Well, couple things to think about. Number one is your child still holding onto a handrail to go up and down stairs. A child, by their time they're going into kindergarten, should be able to go up and down the stairs without holding onto a handrail and do what's called reciprocal stepping, or alternating their feet as they're going up and down the steps. So this is important. And if your child maybe isn't there yet, then you can start off by practicing or cueing them. Maybe first they start off with doing the reciprocal stepping, right, left, right, left. And as they get more, as they improve that skill, then you're going to go ahead and start cueing them to try to maybe just kind of lift their hand, holding onto a railing with one finger, and then as they become more proficient, moving their hand completely, so that they're able to navigate stairs with both the right and left legs and without the holding on. Some other gross motor skills to look at is throwing and catching. Can your child throw and catch a ball with both hands? But then can they also throw and catch a ball with the right and the left hand? This is super important for them to practice using both the right and the left hand. Even though they do have a dominant hand, it's important to use both hands in training the body. Other skills that are important for children: jump roping. This is a great skill to work on hand-eye coordination, and also a great way to get the heart rate up. Are they able to do jumping? Are they able to jump or hop on one foot and both feet? Do they land on one foot and both feet? These are all different ways that you as a parent or a caregiver can help challenge the children and set up an obstacle course and having them do these different gross motor skills in these different patterns to really check and see how these gross motor skills are developing. Some other skills that are really important for gross motor development are things such as galloping and skipping. Is your child able to walk in different directions? Are they able to walk backwards, right and left? Are they able to walk in a zigzag pattern? These are, again, great ways to challenge your child's balance and coordination when they're outside playing and setting up different obstacle courses for them to do. Lastly, a great exercise that you can do as a family is get creative with something like jumping jacks. This is a great exercise to coordinate the right and the left sides of the body and the arms and the legs all at the same time. So it's super fun to get a whole bunch of family and friends together and set up little challenges with jumping jacks. This is a great way to practice these gross motor skills over the summer in a new creative way to make sure that your child is still having that optimal gross motor development even though they haven't been able to be in school. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time on the Need to Know in 5.